Where the hell have I been?
What a glorious day in lockdown. This COVID thing, I guess, and a lockdown. Quality time, I spoke with family.
Well, combining a little bit of work from home and going into the office. Well, today's one of those days we're going into the office, so and you're coming with me. So let's jump on the Harley and head into the city and check out what's going on these very quiet lockdown roads.
Well, it's one damn chilly day today, that's for sure. Beautiful, clear blue, sunny skies, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. It is gorgeous, but it's chilly. I reckon it's probably about 9 or 10 degrees at the moment. So yeah, pretty bloody chilly. But every day's a good day on the Harley, as they say. Now, heading into work. So I can do that. Real estate is an essential service. So I'm heading into work. We've got a number of issues we've got to deal with today, and supporting the staff and working through a number of these things with respect of our rentals and things like that. I'm very lucky to be surrounded by a brilliant team that are very good friends of mine, and we've been together for many years, and they are the best in the industry, there is no question about it. I'm very lucky to work with them, but as their leader I've got to be in there and working to help our clients and our staff get through these challenging times without going into details. But other than that, I thought, why not get on the Harley? I can exercise all the way into work, and I'll give you a quick look at where I work, which will be nice. See if I can get some aerial footage. I work in a very special place. It is called the Entertainment Quarter. It's down at Fox Studios, the old Fox Studios in Sydney, which is behind the very famous Sydney Football Stadium and the Sydney Cricket Ground. So all part of Centennial Parklands, and a beautiful place to go to work every day. So very, very lucky, and we'll check it out when we get down there. Interested to see there's a few cars around on the road today. It's not overly busy, as you'd expect in a lockdown, and they've been tightening the belts over the last few days on, you know, what's happening out in Western Sydney. Obviously there's a lot of cases and a lot of community transmissions happening out there, so that's why they've done the local government area, the LGA council areas, as we know them here in Australia, that you're not allowed to leave your local government area. As I was saying on episode 1 the other day, I guess I'm lucky living in the Northern Beaches. The LGA under which we live, which is Northern Beaches Council, I reckon would have to be one of the biggest LGAs in Sydney, if I'm not wrong. Not that I really know, but I do know Sydney pretty well, and I reckon it'd be one of the biggest LGAs, so probably one of the better LGAs to be locked into, apart from its beauty and places to be able to go and exercise on my Harley. So anyway, that's that. Do you agree with the lockdowns? Do you not agree with the lockdowns? I mean, look, it's such a controversial time. Everyone's got an opinion, and rightly so. You know, we all should be entitled to our own opinions, and it's not about arguing about who's right or wrong. They're difficult times. You know, there's a lot of stress going on. One thing that angered me personally over the last couple of days was the locking down of our construction industry in Sydney. You know, again, a very topical discussion, but nevertheless, I think it was a stupid, absolutely stupid move, and on behalf of the government, I think there's many ways they could have handled it without locking it down. You know, restricting number of staff on building sites, and you know, looking at those sorts of measures before going to a complete lockdown. Such a blanket ban has affected so many people in the construction game, right through to cleaners and you know, the small-time painters that are, you know, gardeners mowing lawns. I mean, most of these people are working on their own anyway. I mean, so anyway, without getting into it, probably a little bit of a frustration of mine this week. Not that I'm directly in that industry, but I am directly linked to that industry, and I feel for all of the people involved in the construction game, and I've got a lot of mates and friends and a lot of respect for the industry, and I just find it was a terrible decision. I really do. But anyway, I hope you guys are holding up like the rest of us and making ends meet as best you can, and hopefully they'll reverse this decision or bring it back out of lockdown as quickly as possible. I don't use my heated grips. I've got heated grips on this bike. I don't use them that often, but I got to tell you, today I've got them on, and geez, they're bloody amazing. They're so good, and they're quite hot too. I've only got them on, looks like setting 2 or 3. I think it goes up to about 6 or 7 on the dial, but no, setting 2 or 3. I don't know that I want it any higher than that. I guess it depends on how thick your gloves are. I'm wearing sort of thin leather gloves. They're not the beefy winter ones, because I just you know, I prefer having lighter gloves on. But yeah, interesting. So very, very warm hands. I don't know if you can see behind me there on the hill, there's a speed camera. G'day mate. Nice bloke out for a morning walk. But anyway, that speed camera that's sitting behind me there, I'm just on Eastern Valley Way for any of those Sydney-siders. They'll know exactly where I am. Excuse me. Yeah, those Sydney-siders will know exactly where I am on Eastern Valley Way. That speed camera there. Very interestingly, I had a photo family portrait taken by that speed camera, and if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, in the letter I received, it was a warning. Now, upon further research, it's interesting, they've left that camera up and active, so it flashes and takes photos, obviously, if you're going over the 60 km/h speed limit, but the camera can't book you because in the court case and the inquiry into speed cameras a number of years back, that particular speed camera was one of the ones that was decommissioned. So that camera's been decommissioned, so they can't, I don't believe, legally fine you from that camera. So what they do is take a happy snap and then send you a warning letter saying you were speeding, but we're not booking you. Be careful on the road. So interesting. I had one of those a couple of months back. So just on the approach now to the city, coming in through North Sydney. Those in Sydney know exactly where I am and around Australia, but on the approach to the bridge, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can have a look at our great city. So as you can see, the buildings on your right, North Sydney there, I'm in the lane that's going to take the harbour tunnel. You can see the harbour bridge. Once you get past these, you can see the top of the harbour bridge there in the background. And obviously the harbour over to the left there, you probably can't see through the trees. But we know how beautiful our harbour is. It's been in a few of my videos. But we're coming down into the harbour tunnel now. Harbour Tunnel runs at about 27 metres below sea level, and I think is about 2.8 or 2.9, about 3 kilometres long. I had the pleasure of walking through the tunnel on the day it opened. It would have been about, I don't even know actually, 14 or 15. And it was to take my beautiful grandmother, because my grandmother, who's no longer with us, she passed away in 2010, my grandmother actually walked across the harbour bridge when it opened. So she was living out of Sydney and said, well, they're opening the harbour tunnel, I'd like to be able to walk through that. Bless her, which is such a beautiful thing to have been able to accomplish. Of course, she wasn't able to walk, she was in a wheelchair, and who got to push her was good old grandson. So I've actually pushed my grandmother through this harbour tunnel on a wheelchair. So there's a memory for you. And that was before it was open. I think it was the day or 2 days before it was open to the general public. So for motorists, trip down memory lane. Let me know if you're on that walk. We might have been in the tunnel together. Now, it's very rare that you're going to see this particular part of the road this empty, except if you're in a lockdown, I guess. This tunnel I'm coming into is called the Eastern Distributor. Nice Porsche. And this is the road that takes you straight down to Sydney Airport. So if you stayed on this particular road for about 15 minutes, you'd pull up at Sydney Airport. So this is the way I come to work every day. We're not going to go through to the airport though. We're obviously going to pull off here very shortly. Take this exit. I'm going to show you one of Sydney's great icons. So there we go, right in front of us there is the Sydney Football Stadium, which is currently in pieces. That was another big investment on behalf of the state government, was to rebuild the Sydney Football Stadium, which is currently underway, and it's coming ahead at a great rate of knots. This is all Centennial Parklands, or the outskirts of it. Let me just spin the camera around. You can have a look at how this construction's going. It's amazing. It's really going ahead, this stadium, at a rate of knots. And then behind it, the big green poles, is the Sydney Cricket Ground. So, the beautiful old historic Sydney Cricket Ground. Been some big test matches played there over the years, that's for sure. And this is my work. So we're going to turn in here. This is the entertainment quarter. Obviously, because of COVID, everything's closed here, but it's quite a lovely place to come to work. I really enjoy working there and having the business there. They've got a big market day on a Wednesday and on a Saturday, and it gets really bustling and busy down there, which is great. And there's plenty of food options, and yeah, we're pretty spoiled. So there you go, we made it. We're here. Let's go and check it out. Here we are at the office. Mask on. This is the entertainment quarter. That's the Sydney Cricket Ground. We're going to go check that out after. It's the Big Hoyt Cinemas. Pretty cool. So here we are at the entertainment quarter. How you going, Jacko?
Pretty good, Dano.
Going well, mate?
Nice sunny day.
Hey, we're hanging up, you know, we're sort of doing all right through this lockdown. Hey?
Yeah, getting through.
Are you bludging?
Am I bludging?
Or are you working hard?
I'm coming in every day.
You're coming, you are actually. Because you're doing bar inspections still and
Yeah.
tenant inspections. You know, we're still allowed to take, you know, inspections with
people one-on-one, of course. We're not allowed to do open homes anymore. How do you enjoy working down here at the entertainment quarter?
Oh, it's great. There's a nice vibe here. Parking's easy.
Yeah.
There's a nice vibe down here.
Yeah, it is.
Good place to come to work.
Yeah. Awesome place. Let's see if we can get the drone up and show you around by the sky.
Never thought that the world could be turned upside down.
Marshall skips away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Pat Richards has scored. A magnificent try.
Music just stopped, and I think that's when you saved me. I pray that one by one we'll make.
It's a short ball. Raven moves back and falls fiercely past square leg. So this is cricket. Victory to the Australians by 8 wickets.
He's got him! Got him! Round! He's got 2! Beautifully caught!
He's done it.
That is an excellent 100. The last ball, can you believe that?
Standing underneath the shade tree, darling, I love you. And if by chance you pray for me, one by one, let's be.
Well, that was a really nice look there out over the both the stadiums, the under construction Sydney Football Stadium and the beautiful historic Sydney Cricket Ground. So bird's eye view there from the sky, and yeah, very, very beautiful grounds they are indeed. So it was just nice having it all there from the entertainment quarter. Well, it's definitely nice riding around a city in lockdown. There's so much less traffic around, and it's almost like cruising around on country roads in a way. That was day 2 or episode 2 of our Sydney lockdown. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep bringing you some of this action to watch while you're bored at home, and showing you some little snippets of our great city and how we're all getting through this lockdown together. I hope you guys are staying safe and well wherever you are in the world. Look after each other, and until next time, won't be long, and I'll clock back in with you very soon. Have an awesome day.